Hey everybody, my name's Isaac, and you may know that a couple of days ago, the official Dungeons & Dragons app, D&D Beyond, was released, and in light of that, I thought it might be a good time for me to show off the D&D app that I have been working on for quite some time in my free time. Of course, that free time being very limited, I'm only about a third of the way done the app, but I figure let's jump into it and sort of show off what I've accomplished so far. So we're going to get started here creating a character, and these are the races I've implemented so far. I'm going to pick human, I think, because that's what I am. I can click on the little info button there to view the full description of humans from the player's handbook. Kind of look through it, see how it looks. And right up here is the list of all the traits. I'm going to go through it. I like what I'm seeing, so I'm going to select this. And of course I can select the regular human or the variant human to get the feat. And then I can pick my class, and of course not all the classes are implemented either, but I've got a good chunk of them there. Let's check the info for the cleric class. I can go through it, and again it's the full player's handbook description. And yeah, got the charts and everything, spellcasting charts as well. So essentially all the information that's in the player's handbook for the cleric is going to be in this cleric info description. But, you know, now that I've looked through all the cleric info, I've decided maybe that's not for me. I'll take a look at the Paladin info. Going to be the same stuff here, all the player's handbook fluff, as well as this chart and the descriptions of all the class features. And I like this one a lot better. I'm going to be a Paladin. So now likewise we've got our backgrounds, and I'm going to take a look at the Acolyte background, and I think it makes sense for my character. So I'll pick that. Then going on here, we can actually customize our background with the personality traits that are recommended from the book. You can't pick the same one twice. I can type up just a little backstory here. So I'll basically just put in whatever I want here, and then we can also customize it further with ideals, bonds, flaws, and these are going to be the ones that are recommended for the Acolyte background in the player's handbook. Now what I want to show off here is that I can select something like this, a quote or misquote in parentheses, and I'll take off the parentheses because I misquote sacred texts, and I go back here to select it, and it's actually still grayed out, so it recognizes that the one I have that says I misquote sacred text is actually that same option. Next, we can choose our ability scores using the arrows next to each ability score box, and we can click on each box to add our human +1 bonuses to that ability. Next, we're going to pick our skill proficiencies, and we have a certain number of proficiency tokens available on the right based on our race and class, which we can apply according to the rules in the player's handbook. Next, we're going to move on to our other proficiencies, which is languages, tools, musical instruments, and so forth. And this works much the same way as choosing the skills. You choose based on the rules in the player's handbook. For example, here, humans are allowed to learn one language, so that human proficiency token can only be used for languages, whereas the background can be used for just about anything. Next up, since we selected variant human, we're able to get a feat, so we can click on a feat to choose it, or we can click the info button to learn more, then use the select button to select it. Once that's done, it's time to choose your equipment. You can choose from the pre-made equipment packages that are listed in the player's handbook for your class, as well as choosing any equipment options that are available to you based on your background. In this case, you can also create custom items, and that's also something that you can do with the background elements, the skills, and various talents as well, although I didn't demonstrate it. You can also see from this demonstration that the user interface handles all the various types of options that you have, such as whether you need to choose from a list of different packages or whether you need to choose a specific type of item, such as a weapon. So now we're in the final stage where we are naming our character and creating a picture to represent our character. We skipped over the spell selection because paladins don't have any spells at level 1. I'll show that off later separately. Oh, there's some Ren Fair photos. Let's keep scrolling down until we find, oh, there we go, there I am. We're going to have the infamous Karate Paladin here. Let's crop it for the full screen image first. There we go. And then we're going to crop just the thumbnail, and that will appear on the character select list at the start of the app. And turns out I cropped it a little wide. I'm going to click on it, so I go in and recrop it. By the way, this is like a third-party cropping tool that I included. The whole word cancel doesn't even fit on that button. Like, what is going on? I'm going to have to rewrite that. But anyways, once the character has been created, it takes you to the character sheet, which is not implemented yet. You can go back and see your character in the character list, select him, delete him, do whatever you want. And there you go. Now, the last thing I wanted to show off was this spell screen, which I just jumped to. I made a High Elf Warlock here, and you can see we get to choose his Warlock cantrip as well as his High Elf Wizard cantrip. And we have this nice scroll with short descriptions for each spell, as well as the info pages, which features full descriptions and metadata for each spell. And there you have it. That's my D&D app. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a great day, and remember, if something is worth doing, it's worth doing badly.